Have you ever felt the world hold its breath? It happened, quietly, mysteriously, and without warning. For a span of 20 minutes, the Earth went silent. Not in a poetic sense, but quite literally. The Schumann Resonance, the very pulse of the planet, went dark. Scientists, mystics, and skywatchers alike were left stunned. No charts, no frequencies, just a blank space where Earth's steady rhythm used to hum. Now I want you to pause for a second and imagine this. Earth, a living, breathing organism, our shared home, has a heartbeat. It's not something we hear with our ears, but it's something that speaks to every fiber of our being. It's the resonance that's been there since the dawn of time, quietly connecting all life, syncing our internal rhythms to the natural world, anchoring our nervous systems, our intuition, and perhaps even our very consciousness. And then, silence. What happens when the Earth stops speaking? What does it mean when the resonance that echoes through every forest, every ocean, every heartbeat suddenly disappears? This wasn't just a technical glitch or a momentary data hiccup. This was something else, something deeper. And it didn't stop there. Because right after that eerie blackout, something even more powerful emerged. What many are calling Power 24. So what does all of this mean? Well, here's the truth. This isn't just about science. It's not just about frequencies and data sets and cosmic measurements. This is a reflection of us, a mirror held up to the soul of humanity. We are not separate from this planet. We never have been. And moments like this, when something as foundational as Earth's frequency changes, have a way of waking us up. This is the moment we find ourselves in right now, a crossroad between the old and the new, the asleep and the awakened, the unconscious and the deeply aware. And the timing couldn't be more perfect or more profound, because whether you've been feeling it or not, something is shifting. You may have noticed it in your sleep patterns, restless nights, or vivid dreams that feel more like messages than random thoughts. Or maybe it's in the way time feels lately, bending and stretching in strange, unpredictable ways. One moment you're in the past, the next you're deeply aware of the now. There's a quickening, a vibration, a new kind of electricity in the air. People around the world are waking up, sometimes gently, sometimes through chaos. Old structures are crumbling, not just in governments and institutions, but within our own hearts. Beliefs that once felt solid now feel shaky. Values we held without question are being re-examined. And in the midst of all this, there's a calling, quiet but relentless, for something more meaningful, more aligned, more real. The Schumann Resonance, often referred to as the heartbeat of the Earth, usually pulses at a steady 7.83 Hz. It's subtle, but incredibly significant. This frequency has been shown to interact with the human brain, especially with our alpha and theta waves, the ones associated with deep relaxation, intuition, meditation, and healing. In other words, it's the frequency that speaks to the part of us that knows we're more than just skin and bones. The part of us that remembers. So when that frequency suddenly disappears for 20 minutes and then returns with an unprecedented surge, that's not just noise, that's a message. Some say it's the Earth recalibrating. Others believe it's the universe sending a signal. And more people are starting to feel that it's us, the collective consciousness, finally shifting in a way that's tangible. Think of it like this. Every thought, every emotion, every intention we carry contributes to a collective field of energy. Call it the noosphere, the morphogenic field, or simply human consciousness. It's real, and it's powerful. And now, for perhaps the first time in modern history, we're beginning to witness just how deeply interconnected we all are, not just to each other, but to the very planet beneath our feet. This is not the time to dismiss your gut feelings. This is not the time to ignore your body's wisdom or write off your emotional waves as random or irrational. You are not broken. You are adjusting. We all are. We're being recalibrated too. You see, Power 24 isn't just a number on a graph. It's energy. It's momentum. It's the earth saying, we're going somewhere new. Are you ready? And ready or not, it's happening. All around us. Have you been feeling more emotional lately? More sensitive to other people's energy? More aware of things you used to brush off? You're not alone. That's the shift. It's subtle, but it's life-changing. And it's not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you've always been. This isn't about fear. It's not about doomsday predictions or cosmic catastrophes. It's about waking up to the truth that we are co-creators of our world. That every choice we make, from the food we eat, to the thoughts we think, to the way we treat a stranger on the street, sends out a ripple. And now, those ripples are coming back faster and stronger than ever before. Energy moves differently in this new space we're entering. Intuition sharpens. Manifestation accelerates. Synchronicities become daily occurrences. And the universe feels closer, like it's whispering right into your soul. Pay attention. Something big is happening. We are living in a time that will be remembered, not for its chaos, but for its transformation. And transformation always begins in the invisible. If this message is resonating with you, take a moment to like this video. It helps more souls find it. Share your thoughts in the comments, because your voice matters in this awakening. And if you want to keep journeying deeper into these shifts with us, and feel free to show support with a super thanks. Just like the Earth's frequency, change starts quietly, internally, below the surface. And then one day, the world looks different. Not because the world changed, but because we did. There is something undeniably poetic about the Earth's frequency falling silent, only to return louder, stronger, more vibrant. It mirrors what so many of us have gone through in our own lives. Periods of silence, of waiting, of darkness, of uncertainty, and then suddenly a spark, a breakthrough, a new energy that says, you're still here and you're ready. Maybe you're feeling it, that quiet, undeniable nudge deep within, the one whispering that something just isn't right, no matter how much you try to pretend otherwise. Maybe you found yourself asking questions with no easy answers or longing to unplug from the chaos, slow down and reconnect with something real, something ancient. That's not coincidence. It's the shift. And yes, it can feel disorienting, even lonely at times, but know this: you're not broken, you're not imagining things, and you're definitely not alone. What you're experiencing is an awakening. For too long, we've been taught to ignore what we can't see, to believe only in what's quantifiable, tangible, dissectable. But life, in its truest form, is energy. It's vibration, it's raw emotion and real connection. And when we begin to honor that, to really live from that place, everything changes. We start moving through the world more intentionally, more consciously, more attuned to the earth beneath our feet, an earth that has never stopped speaking to us, even when we forgot how to listen. Right now, it's speaking louder than ever. The Schumann Resonance, the Earth's heartbeat, has shifted. It's not just science. It's not just some obscure frequency buried in a weather report. It's a living rhythm that has always been with us, pulsing through the space between the Earth's crust and the ionosphere, resonating at around 7.83 Hz, a number that mirrors our own brainwaves in states of meditation, creativity, and deep peace. It's as if we were designed to move in sync with it. That's why being in nature makes us feel grounded, calm, clear. It's not poetic, it's physiological. It's our bodies remembering the rhythm they were born into. But when that rhythm shifts, even slightly, we feel it. Maybe we can't name it, but we know it. It shows up as unexplained fatigue, anxiety, waves of emotion, distorted time, or those nights you wake up suddenly, heart pounding, for no clear reason. You're not going crazy, you're responding to resonance. Our nervous systems are picking up on the Earth's fluctuations, like the eerie blackout or the recent Power 24 surge. These aren't random events. They're energetic echoes, and we're sensitive enough to hear them, even if only in whispers. And here's the truly powerful part. We're not just reacting to the Earth. We're co-creating with it. Our emotions, our thoughts, our collective consciousness ripple into that field and shape it, just as it shapes us. This isn't a one-way broadcast. It's a sacred dance. As more of us begin to wake up, shift, and raise our frequency, the Earth responds in kind. It's a dialogue, a remembering. And in that realization comes a profound sense of belonging, not fear, not confusion, but awe. We're not just floating through some chaotic, disconnected reality. We are part of the signal. We are part of the resonance. And when events like the blackout happen, they remind us just how intimately everything is linked. This journey isn't about choosing between science or spirituality. It's about remembering what came before both. Long before our digital age, before data plans and devices, we were already connected to something timeless. The Earth's frequency doesn't need batteries. It's alive, pulsing, and it's calling to us now, more clearly than ever. Maybe that's why so many are drawn to stillness lately, to journaling, meditating, walking barefoot in the grass. It's not just self-care, it's recalibration. It's the soul syncing with a new rhythm, responding to a world that's shifting beneath our feet. This resonance is waking us up, not in loud cinematic explosions, but in quiet, intimate moments. A dream you can't shake. A conversation that stirs something inside. A sudden realization that what you've been chasing no longer feels fulfilling. These moments are not random. They're invitations. Invitations to go inward, to slow down, to come home to yourself. And as we begin to say yes to them, our lives begin to hum with more harmony. Not perfection, but alignment. We stop swimming against the current and start flowing with it. And in that surrender, in that remembering, we rediscover something ancient and powerful, our place in the great symphony of life. The Schumann Resonance isn't just some invisible signal bouncing through the atmosphere. It's a profound call. A call to awaken, to remember who we truly are, to realign with the pulse that connects us all. It reminds us that no matter how quiet things become, no matter how uncertain the path feels, the heartbeat of the Earth is always there, waiting, guiding, whispering to us with every breath, every heartbeat, every subtle, intuitive nudge. And right now, in this powerful moment of global transformation, that whisper is growing louder, inviting us to follow it home. Something extraordinary happened recently, so subtle on the surface, yet so deep and profound underneath that most of the world went on unaware. But for those listening closely, tuned into the quieter frequencies of life, it was impossible to ignore. The Earth's heartbeat, the Schumann Resonance, went completely silent. For 20 minutes, the steady electromagnetic pulse that has hummed beneath our lives since time began simply vanished. Not a dip, not a glitch, but total stillness. Imagine the symphony of life playing softly in the background, a rhythm that every leaf, every bird, every human heartbeat has danced to, suddenly stopping without warning or explanation. In that silence, something unmeasurable happened. Many experienced it in their bodies: dizziness, confusion, unexpected waves of emotion. Others felt a stillness, an unmooring, like time itself paused and the edges of reality blurred. These sensations weren't random or coincidental. They were signals rippling through our shared energy field, inviting us to pause, to feel, to listen deeply. This wasn't merely a gap in data, it was a veil lifted, a sacred pause where the usual rhythm that connects us to Earth, to ourselves, and to the divine halted. In that space, something new entered. Mystics and energy sensitives have long spoken of such moments as portals, when dimensions thin and higher frequencies seep through. It was as if the Earth stepped aside briefly, allowing a new vibration to flow in, one that we may not fully understand yet, but that is undeniably here to awaken something inside us. While the world kept turning, something deeper stopped. The constant energetic hum that supports and shields us disappeared, replaced by a space for a download, a message, a shift. If you felt off that day, clouded thoughts, deeper emotions, a pull to step away from the noise, you weren't imagining it. You were tuning into a planetary recalibration, a silence that was anything but empty. It was full of possibility, of new codes, higher frequencies, and hidden truths rising from the depths. It's tempting to rationalize these moments, but some things are meant to be felt before they are understood. This was one of those moments, a powerful invitation to unplug from the external world and reconnect with something ancient and sacred. A collective pause asking each of us, what am I really feeling right now? What truth is rising within me? What parts of myself have been muffled beneath the noise of rushing, striving, doing? For some, this pause brought tears without clear cause. For others, waves of inspiration, insight, or grief. All of it valid, all part of awakening. Because when the Earth's signal goes quiet, the soul finally has room to speak. In that stillness, we rediscover pieces of ourselves buried under the relentless pulse of life. This blackout wasn't chaos or danger. It was grace, a sacred still point in our shared timeline, where the old frequency faded just long enough to make space for something higher, something new. And in that opening, something within us responded. Because whether we realize it or not, we are always in dialogue with the Earth. Our bodies are made of its elements, our emotions mirror its tides, and our breath moves to its rhythm. So when that rhythm shifts, we shift with it. That's why paying attention matters, not just to charts or data, but to how we feel in our bodies, what stirs in our hearts, the moments that seem out of sync, yet more real than anything else. The 20-minute blackout was a disruption, yes, but not one to fear. It was a gentle, cosmic interruption, a reset button, a breath held in the lungs of the Earth. And like all sacred pauses, it came with purpose. Perhaps it was meant to show us how deeply reliant we've become on noise and distraction, how we've forgotten how to sit in stillness. Or maybe it came to reveal that something powerful waits in the silence, wisdom, truth, awakening, that can only be received when all else falls away. It's worth asking yourself now, where were you when the Earth went silent? What were you doing, feeling? Did your body respond before your mind could understand? That moment may have passed unnoticed by many, but on a deeper level, it rippled across the grid of human consciousness. A doorway, an offering, a quiet but insistent reminder that change doesn't always come with thunder. Sometimes it arrives in silence, asking us to meet it there. There's something sacred about being present for such moments, even without all the answers, even without fully knowing what it means. Because what matters most isn't perfect understanding, it's presence, awareness, and the willingness to say, "I feel it," even if I don't fully grasp it. That willingness opens the door to transformation. The Schumann Resonance Blackout wasn't an ending. It was a threshold, a collective step into the unknown, a call to deepen our connection with ourselves, the earth, and the frequencies guiding us forward. It reminded us that beneath all the noise and chaos, there is a pulse, a rhythm. And in the silence between those beats, something beautiful is being born. We are invited to feel it, honor it, and step into it. Because that 20-minute pause was never just an anomaly, it was a signal, one that continues to echo long after the frequency returned. Then, just as mysteriously as it had gone silent, the resonance surged back, not gently, but with force. It rose swiftly to power 24, a wave of energy sweeping through the Earth's field like a bell, ringing across time and space. If the blackout was the breath held in silence, then this was the exhale, the release. The cosmic rhythm returned not merely to resume the song, but to raise the entire vibration of the symphony. Like a tuning fork vibrating deep within our souls, it struck something profound. You might not have seen it coming or had words for it, but chances are you felt it. This was no chaos, no glitch. It was alignment. When the Schumann resonance surges to heights like power 24, something ancient and deep within our bodies awakens, not with fear, but with profound recognition. This energy isn't foreign. It's a higher vibration of what we already carry inside us. A powerful activation meant not to confuse or destabilize, but to stir dormant codes in our DNA, to shake loose old energies we've been holding onto, and to amplify the very best parts of our awareness, while gently, or sometimes not so gently, shedding what no longer serves. When this energy rises, it doesn't merely ripple through the Earth's field, it pulses through our entire being. Suddenly, dreams become vivid tapestries of hidden messages. Memories surface not only from this lifetime, but from other layers of our soul's journey. Emotions intensify, not to break us, but to free us, and thoughts gain clarity. Patterns that once kept us stuck reveal themselves fully, and we start to see and feel what is truly real. For some, this energy feels like a powerful wave washing through, loosening years of heaviness, numbness, and weariness. For others, it comes as a gentle but undeniable clarity, an inner knowing rising without explanation. You may find yourself drawn to new music, foods, or routines, losing interest in things that once defined you, or pulled towards something unnamed but deeply important. That's Power 24 doing its sacred work. Power 24 is far more than a number. It's a mirror reflecting transformation, and a reminder that the Earth isn't just responding to change, she's leading it. As her frequency rises, so too must ours, offering a collective invitation to release what weighs us down and rise into truth. This surge is an energetic reset, a spiritual upgrade, a chance to see with new eyes, hear with new ears, and feel with a heart ready to open wider. Yes, it can be uncomfortable. Growth often is. Like stretching a muscle long dormant or turning soil before planting new seeds, this discomfort is sacred, offering the opportunity to shed emotional burdens, mental loops, and conditioned responses that no longer align with who we're becoming. This energy isn't interested in who you were. It's here for who you are becoming. As it moves through you, it brings clarity, not judgment. What no longer resonates will feel louder, heavier, and harder to ignore, be it relationships, jobs, beliefs, or habits. Not because you're broken, but because you're evolving. The old shell cracks, revealing light, truth, presence, and purpose beneath. Power. 24 doesn't demand instant perfection or enlightenment. It simply offers an invitation to release, realign, and remember. Remember who you were before the noise, what it feels like to live in tune with your intuition, the version of you that didn't need to force, prove, or pretend. As this energy flows, emotional purging may follow. Tears without reason, waves of fear rising unexpectedly, moments of confusion, followed by breathtaking clarity. Let it happen. It's not a breakdown, it's a breakthrough. The resonance moving through you like medicine, clearing the dense layers so your light can shine brighter. This wave holds wisdom for everyone, not just the spiritually tuned in. It's for the exhausted parent, running on empty, the young adult searching for meaning, the elders carrying unspoken wisdom, and the children born already attuned to this vibration. This is for all humanity, because we are not just witnessing a new wave of energy, we are becoming it. Power 24 is not a peak, it's an opening, a signal that the shift isn't coming, it's here. That pull you felt toward deeper meaning, discomfort with superficiality, craving for silence and authenticity, none of it is imagined. You are responding, awakening. Within this new frequency, everything moves faster, but not with chaos or anxiety. Time doesn't just speed up, it expands. With that expansion comes clarity, a knowing without explanation, synchronicities stacking like a perfectly orchestrated dance. People you're meant to meet, paths unfolding just as needed, guidance arriving through dreams, nature, and inner knowing. The more you align with this energy, the more magnetic you become, not through ego, but naturally, effortlessly, as if life is no longer something you chase, but something you meet halfway, where ease, flow, and alignment reside. Power 24 didn't arrive to disrupt, but to recalibrate, to clear the fog, lift the veil, and remind you that you are more than what you've been taught, that this wild, messy world isn't falling apart, it's waking up. And so are you. So breathe it in. Let this wave move through you, stirring what needs to be released, reminding you this moment isn't the end, but the beginning of something extraordinary. Because transformation begins here, not in some distant future or someone else's story, but right now, within you. In moments like these, when Earth shifts and we shift with it, it becomes vital to remember that we aren't mere passengers. We are active creators and co-dreamers of this transformation. As frequencies surge, spiral, and stretch us into new awareness, a human question arises. How do I live in this frequency? How do I ride this wave without losing myself? The answer is simpler than we think. We return to the rhythm, reconnect to the pulse, align not by force or perfection, but through presence. By choosing, moment to moment, to remember we are not separate from Earth. We are Earth in motion, energy wrapped in skin. Aligning with Earth's frequency requires nothing grand. It begins in the smallest, most sacred ways. Start with your body. Start with your breath. When the frequency rises or dips, your body will tell you. It may ask for rest, movement, or send signals in sudden exhaustion, vivid dreams, or waves of emotion from nowhere. These aren't signs of breaking down. They're signs that something is happening. You're not falling apart. You're tuning up. Your nervous system is recalibrating, your intuition sharpening, your soul coming alive in ways it never has before. Instead of pushing away those symptoms or trying to fight them, what if you softened into them? What if you truly listened and honored them as sacred messages from your body? When your body asks for stillness, give it the space it needs without resistance. When it feels heavy, don't judge or fight it. Just breathe. Drink more water than usual, because water carries frequency and helps move energy gently through your system, supporting your process. This isn't laziness, it's integration, it's alignment. And if you ever feel ungrounded, like your thoughts are racing or your emotions are overflowing, return to the earth itself. Literally step outside, plant your feet on the ground, touch the bark of a tree, feel the air on your skin without any barriers. These simple, seemingly small acts reconnect you to the planet's rhythm, not because of some mystical trick, but because your cells remember this rhythm deeply. And when you come back to it, your body relaxes, resets, and remembers who it truly is. Walking in nature isn't just a pleasant idea. It's sacred technology. Each step in sync with the earth helps you find your center again. And as you walk, breathe deeply and intentionally. Let your breath guide your nervous system into calmness, because breath is the bridge between the physical and the energetic, the seen and the unseen. When everything around you feels like it's shifting and uncertain, your breath is the one thing you can always come home to. And once that space opens, pick up a journal, not just to jot down events, but to invite truth. Let your pen flow freely, without censorship. Ask yourself questions you don't yet have answers to. What am I feeling today? What dream stayed with me after waking? What part of me is waking up? Let whatever wants to pour out do so, without worrying about making sense. Let it be raw and real. You'll be amazed at the clarity that lives in words you weren't trying to control. Because what you're experiencing right now is a conversation between your soul and the universe, spoken through your body, your dreams, your mood, your insights. When you sit in stillness with yourself, you begin to hear this message more clearly. It becomes less chaotic, less abstract, more intimate. And in that intimacy, something beautiful happens. You begin to trust the process, and more importantly, trust yourself. The more you align with this natural rhythm, the more old survival patterns fall away. The overthinking, the self-doubt, the need to control everything. These start to soften because you're no longer reacting from old fears or patterns. You're responding from a deeper truth within you. And remember, you are not alone. Across the world, people are waking up to these changes. Quietly, gradually, sometimes confused, sometimes full of wonder. They feel the same fluttering heartbeats, the same tears, the same questions, and moments of insight. This is not an isolated experience. It's collective. It's not just you, it's us. And the more we lean into this together, the more powerful this alignment becomes. Every time you pause instead of rush, feel instead of numb, walk barefoot instead of scrolling endlessly, you anchor the frequency. You say yes to the shift. You become a tuning fork for those around you, whether they realize it or not. Your calm becomes contagious. Your clarity lights the way. Your healing invites others to begin theirs. So the next time your energy rises and your heart races or your emotions swell without clear cause, remember, it's not a malfunction. It's a sacred message. The old way would tell you you're falling apart, but this frequency knows better. You're falling into place, falling into purpose, into the version of yourself that's been waiting beneath all the noise. You don't have to be perfect to align. You just have to be present. Let the earth hold you. Let your breath guide you, let your body speak, and let your heart soften enough to receive the truth that's already echoing within. You are not out of sync. You are coming into sync. And when it feels like too much, when you don't know what to do, just stop. Place your hand over your heart. Feel your rhythm. Know that underneath it all, everything is moving exactly as it should. You're not breaking down. You're tuning up. The more you let this truth settle into your bones, the more this new frequency becomes not something you merely survive, but something you embody. This is what it means to live in harmony with a rising earth. To remember your place in the rhythm, to become the resonance itself. Here we are, on the other side of silence, and at the edge of something beautifully unknown. That blackout, the 20-minute hush in the Earth's heartbeat, was never a mistake. It was a divine pause, echoing beyond science and sight, straight into the center of our being. And the surge that followed, rising to power 24, was the answer. Not a roar of chaos, but a gentle whisper of change, a wave designed to awaken rather than disrupt. These moments are no accidents. They are invitations. Subtle, powerful calls to step out of sleepwalk and into the sacred rhythm that's been calling us home. They remind us that the planet beneath our feet is alive, intelligent, and deeply in tune with us. We are here, not by chance, but to remember, realign, and rise. What you felt during that blackout, confusion, clarity, fatigue, stillness, was your soul sensing something greater beneath the surface. And when the resonance returned with force, it wasn't just Earth's energy shifting, it was yours too. You are not separate from this dance. You are a dancer, a vital note in the symphony, a strand of light, rising with the tide of awakening. Maybe now, in this quiet moment, you're ready to close your eyes, just for a few breaths. Feel your pulse. Let your awareness settle into your chest and soften there. Imagine your heartbeat syncing with Earth's pulse, not rushing or chasing, but harmonizing. One rhythm, one breath, one sacred connection. This is what we're called to remember. Even in stillness and mystery, there is purpose. The blackout was not the end. It was a reset, a clearing of old static to make way for what's coming. Power 24 isn't the storm, it's the signal. A cosmic flare lighting the sky saying, "Get ready." Something is shifting. You are shifting. As we move into this next phase of awakening, we are asked not to have all the answers, but to stay open and present, tuning in again and again to the quiet knowing inside that recognizes these shifts, not with the mind, but with the soul. What's coming next can't be taught. It must be felt, lived, embodied. It's the next octave of our human experience, beginning not in grand declarations, but in quiet, daily choices. To slow down, breathe deeply, speak honestly, reconnect with what's real, and remember over and over that Earth is not just our home. She is our mirror. She is rising, and so are we. So if this message found you at the right moment, if something stirred inside you, if a part of you whispered, "Yes, this is real, I feel it too," then trust that. Lean into it. You're not alone. You were never meant to awaken alone. If this resonated, I invite you to stay connected. Like this video so it reaches others feeling these waves. Subscribe if you want to keep riding this frequency together. This channel is a space for grounded awakening, real transformation, and remembering the deeper rhythm within us all. And before you go, share in the comments. Did you feel anything during the blackout or energy spike? What's shifting for you now? Your voice matters. Your experience matters. Let's keep this conversation alive, not just here, but in how we live, love, and move through this extraordinary time. Until next time, stay grounded, stay open, Stay aligned. The Earth is speaking, and you are finally starting to listen.